Tonight, we humbly submit to you a story that's a little bit unusual. This story is about a tome full of facts and dates, people and places, passed down through the generations, and how one single statement can offer so much mystery. In stark opposition to our other stories, especially the Vanderburg story, which are all about the unforgettable horrors of the past that still haunt us, this story is different. It's about attempting to recover the past and restore information that has been lost to time.
Tonight, we are going to look into one of the more peculiar and difficult to study stories of murder and that we have come across.
Yes.
The death of Harvey Hoffman. I'm Jason.
I'm Hannah.
And this particular one is it's very important to us because it actually deals with the Hoffman family. For those who don't know, the Gaston County Museum of Art and History is located in the Hoffman Hotel. Harvey would have been the nephew of Jonas Hoffman. His father was Jacob Hoffman, which was Jonas's, older brother?
I think so.
We're about to say older brother. They'll correct us later if we're wrong.
We're sure.
And they were both the son of Jonas Sr. Jonas Sr. was their father. And both of them kind of grew up a little on the rough side, I've always kind of imagined, because Jonas Sr. died pretty young, leaving the guys to kind of fend for themselves to a certain extent. They did pretty well.
They did.
Yeah.
They opened a hotel.
The guy did hotel business. Both Jonas and his brother Jacob had very large families.
A lot of wives, if you will.
They went through a couple of women. Jonas and Jacob both had 3 wives over the course of their life. Jonas had 13 children. How many kids did Jacob have?
23.
23 kids. 7 from the first wife, dear Elizabeth. So tired.
And a Lineberger, also.
Yeah, another famous family in our area. And Harvey was part of that
First set.
grouping.
Yes.
This is grouping number 1. The only reason we even know anything about Harvey is from his cousin, Laban Milestone.
Yes. In the book Arcane, it was like Harvey Hoffman killed young by David Bullock.
That's it. That's all we got.
No news articles.
As far as we can tell, we've been looking for the grave itself. We know that the Jacob line was buried out at the Lutheran Chapel Church off of New Hope Road, and it's just not much there. We looked into, Laban was really big into studying those who served in the Confederate Army. Harvey does get a little bit mentioned from that, but as from, that's all we got on Harvey. Power. So that's all we have about Harvey. We know that the murderer is David Bullock. We've even tried to find him. He's been a little elusive. There was a David Bullock that was in this area that ended up living in Lincoln County.
Yes. Benjamin David Bullock.
Yeah, and he actually ended up in Lenore, I believe. He actually continued to keep going north. Ended up there, and that poor guy had a pretty rough family. That particular David Bullock, we're not sure if it's the same David Bullock that was accused of murdering Harvey, at least by Laban. But David's daughter went insane, and David's son committed suicide. So, if anything we can say for poor David, tough. That's tough, bud.
Maybe the genes run strong.
I don't know. It's interesting when you study these kind of stories, what you do find and what you don't find.
Yeah.
Not much on Harvey, but an interesting tale with David, at least into a story of tragedy that fell upon him and his family. But for those out there, if you know any more about old Harv, we would love to hear more.
Hit us up.
Not a big ghost story, but one that's been fascinating to us because it's just a sliver of information. Without Laban, without our kin, we would never know about Harvey and his tragic end. I kind of always thought that Jacob and Elizabeth, with the brood of children, how did that funeral go? It's like gather around 22 other people. Let us mourn the loss of our other kid. They were tougher back then. A lot of kids. And then, in fact, with them, a passing of a child was not unheard of. Out of those 23 kids, 8 of them lost their lives early in their lives. So, goodness, sorry, dear Jacob and Elizabeth and other 2 women whose names I've already forgotten. I feel for you. May you all rest in peace.
So there you have it. As we turn the page on this particularly mysterious chapter of Gaston County history, let us remember that the fiery passions which so fiercely animate us today can easily be forgotten tomorrow, and that all of our loves, ideas, creations, and actions can ultimately be rendered down to a single blunt, defining line in an old, dusty book.
Oh my god, that fire made me tear up halfway through.